All right, we're back. And our video works. It's amazing. Sony went a full day without this breaking. So we're back, baby. Okay. Try not to die. Okay, so where are we at? Well, we got a character, which is just for scale. I like this idea. I'm going to at some point put an actual character, but this is cool because it's posed. And, you know, you could actually, I think it's under, I thought you needed, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why I did that. I was just gonna make the character like put its hands on the rail or something, just a little bit less weird. But now I think I broke something. It's another thing on my long list of things to learn. I mean, I can do basics, but man, it would be cool to get really good at some posing and animation. Okay. I might have broke it. And probably my autosave doesn't work. And probably we're going to lose all our work. That's my prediction. Try to stay positive. So maybe I can get a screenshot while I'm here.
Quieres ser amor y tú siempre ganas. Sé que tienes mañas, de lunes a viernes eres mera sana. Y sé lo que es el fin de semana. Si le dan la mover, baby no sé. Traigo una amiguita porque seamos tres. Trajo una moñita pa' quitar el estrés. Ese cae lo quito en tres. Si le dan la mover, baby no sé. Traigo una amiguita porque seamos tres. Trajo una moñita pa' quitar el estrés. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what happened. I mean, I really messed up. Again, by clicking generate rig in Rigify, I mean, I probably rigged the whole freaking scene with all the buildings. You know, all the buildings are probably going to have rigs now. All right, well, we'll give it a second to see if we can save it, because I actually don't know about the saving thing. I don't remember when I saved it. I've been saying this before. I try not to get annoyed by it, but just random issues, like currently Blender won't autosave, even though I set it up properly. Everything should be fine. It's just not working. So yeah, we're not getting saves and just like little issues like that. So let me just walk you guys through where we're at while we're waiting. We're gonna go 2 hours tonight. I'm trying to stick to this plan, but I feel like 2 hour slots is ideal, and I think 4 of them max is really what I'm trying to strive for. Once this challenge is done, we'll go to a different schedule, but I think that's where I want to be at right now. And so we'll divide it into parts, put them in a playlist, make it easy. Right now we're working on a project called the 69th Floor. This like little scene you see on the left, well, I'll move myself around here for a second, go up here. So this little scene you see on the left, this one over here, which I assume you can see my mouse. Yeah, you should be able to. Oh wait, this scene over here, I was on OBS, that as it's loading, this is AI. So I gave AI kind of a, you know, a certain architecture style that I was really looking for. This sort of, you can see it here, you know, Tado Ando, Zaha Hadid, This has been something I've been in my head forever, that I want to do this style of building. I think it's such a perfect modern, you know, like I can see it as, well, we get into the weeds here, but I'm kind of imagining a little bit of futuristic world. I was looking up names trying to come up with how I want to describe it, and I couldn't find anything, so we had to kind of make something up. But the idea is like a nerdtopia, or newtopia is a way to put it, N-E-U, so like neural, or also neutral, sort of N-E-U-E, I think it is, N-E-U, I can't remember, N-E-U, Neutropia. So it's between a dystopia and a utopia, which is how I kind of picture the world's going to go. You know, we always think it's going to go to these extremes. It's going to probably stay right on the path that we're on now. And I like to think a little bit of like kind of Black Mirror style, where you kind of amplify and imagine, you know, certain technologies and things we do today amplified, but nothing goes completely wrong. So it's kind of in the middle. That's the style I like. I've been trying to imagine, you know, a bit of a technology boom happening over the next couple decades. So my timeline for this project, and kind of generally what I've been imagining, is 2054. So sort of 30 years from now. And there's a lot of depth into this. There's story and script and a bunch of crazy stuff. But the idea is that's kind of what we're aiming for. So we're imagining like what a modern, you know, kind of super modern technical condo might look like. Oh, look at that. We did rig the building. We might have rigged all of it. We rigged the building for sure. That's hilarious. What did we do? We definitely rigged. Oh my God. Oh, we did. Oh, we just rigged the character? It took that long to rig that. That's really interesting though. It's quite the rigging job. It's pretty crazy. So I don't know what it actually rigged though. I feel like it didn't rig the character. Okay. I feel like we rigged like a giant. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that because that's not what I need. Thank God we saved it. Let's go save ourselves. Get some interesting music in the background. I like to get some kind of New York. Let's see if we can get some cool New York, or just kind of cyberpunk style. Do we have any playlist? I like, although I dig this song. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. We're gonna keep this. I think my audio might be, maybe this is a little too high. Yeah, I dig. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. There's like a genre called techno swing. This is kind of it. Yeah, it's kind of got that like little techno beat. I dig this music. I listen to this all day. Okay, so I don't know what happened. So anyway, we got that. So what we're gonna do is, this is a good chance for us to save it. We just did. Anyway, so we're just working on this condo tonight. So we have it set up. This is the AI version at the bottom. Up in the top is my version, which is using real, actual building data from Brooklyn. We're at the corner of Flatbush and Fremont. In fact, if you go to this view, this will keep my energy up, you know. Although my focus wants to focus on some piece of paper over there. Yeah, so this is what's cool about this, right? You can see there's Fulton, Flatbush. This is the Brooklyn Tower, which is this crazy ominous tower that we're gonna eventually work on. This dude right here. And you can see this is the little building, and this is our actual, pretty close to our view. Kind of an accident. I found this photo afterwards, but we were very particular about this view because if you look down here, there is a condo building. It's one Flatbush, and right now it's only about 13 floors. But hey, in 2054, I think it'd probably be 69 floors, which happens to be just one floor bigger than this building right here, and much less than this one. But this is our current spot, so you can see this little floating condo, and we actually have. This is the building. So what we did was we brought the building up so you can kind of picture it. And then we started to model the corner unit, which is what this is going to be. And then, eventually one day we'll do the whole building. But for now, we're just going to do this condo. This is my reference shot, which is kind of dropped in here so I can kind of get a feel for my perspective. And yeah, we're just trying to kind of get some angles and stuff done. So if you join, ask a question, feel free to comment, give me ideas. I kind of love to hear different suggestions most of the time, unless I'm right in the middle of a really awful technical problem. Then unless you can actually solve it for me, I get annoyed. Yeah, but there's the building, so we can hide that. And we can get rid of this temporarily, although, yeah, we can just bring the opacity down. And yeah, we just trying to kind of get this right. It's not going to be perfect, but we're trying to kind of figure it out as we go. And I don't really know. Do we have multiple? Okay, oh yeah, we have 3 curves by accident. So I think this one can go. Yeah, so what I was working on here was I was trying to kind of replicate this. What I want this to kind of do is curve down, and then it's going to kind of curve back around the building. So it's just sort of figuring out how the Blender curve system works. And so I can kind of get it, because I don't want, ultimately what I don't want is it to like tilt. Like I would like it to stay, if I could, I'd like the whole thing to stay flat. So I don't quite know. I've been just sort of experimenting, because you have the handles, you have rotating. See, these are like cool curves, but I didn't really want to do that. But let's just sort of experiment here and see what kind of starts to happen as we look at our view. So we're looking at our view here. We kind of want this. So, okay, so we can kind of eventually adjust it. So kind of want this to come out. Ignore the bezel right now, because we're going to fix that. It's going to be flat. Just kind of let's focus on the shape. And I don't want it to go down too early, but I guess this could start to tilt like that. And then we might need another subdivision. And bonus, if somebody joins who is into architecture, I will be very, very, very excited. It's always fun to talk to someone that knows architecture so they can tell me that this is impossible. I think this is what I need. I think I just need crazy aggressive music. It's not too bad. I just need like a little bit more of a curve here, but I can't. It's kind of interesting. It's not too bad, right? This also, if you kind of look at this, this needs to be recessed so that we don't block the sight lines. Kind of want that like overhang, so you don't have a full. And I think we'll be able to fix the tilt after. So, like for example, this is like a little challenge. So, see how this is tilting? We really want to keep it flat, and I don't quite understand. So I'm just going to try a couple things. So if I rotate this way, rotate. I'm sure there's a physics. Oh, I'm sure there's a physics solution to this. I just don't know what it is because you have these things too. Yeah, if we could, I think if we could flatten out this top part. We might have something. Maybe up. Oh, yeah. Okay. Man, this music has got me fired up. Okay. I'm loving these curves. It's just fun. And like the cool thing about these is that you have offset. You have offset. You have extrude. All right, so you can kind of adjust, and then you have depth, like the bevel depth, which right now just makes everything bigger. But we can actually adjust. We're going to try to adjust this after so that the bevel is flat. So I was looking at this earlier and I kind of figured you could do, there's different versions of this, but basically I was looking at, there is a way to do it where it would be, you know, you wouldn't have anyway, but that's after. Basically, if you do something like this, it kind of flattens out the piece. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Okay. Thickness wise, I think it's fine. I think actually let's just thicken this one up while we're here. I think it just help a little bit with the perspective. Okay, so let's get this thing. Let's figure this out. So I wonder if the shape of this, like I'm trying to think what would cause that to tip. So that up and down doesn't really change it. That does a bit. So interesting. Like working in 3D like this. It's like a mind bender, you know? We're close. It's just we need this whole section to come out. So if you kind of think of how this is going to end up being, there's enough of a gap here, so you have part of your patio covered and part of your patio open, but really that major gap should be here, but then it should come out, well, it should kick back. So it really just needs to come out right here. Yeah. Okay, that helps a bit. I don't think I want it to all the way to come out to there. Okay, that helps a lot. So then it's going to drop down behind. You won't see it, and then this will be glass anyway. So then this can kind of, it's interesting. Okay, so that's getting it pretty flat. And that's flattening it out there. It's not bad, right? It's looking pretty good. And then I think I really just want it to kind of come in here. And I think that the height shouldn't really change. It's like one thing is that the height should kind of stay consistent. Like the height should stay the same, I think. Maybe not. I like that. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. We're gonna have to slightly bring it over because we don't want to block the. Be kind of cool shadowing too. Put a little honey in my tea, put a little pep in your step. I bet on my soul we feast. Bet you don't go, I bet you don't know these freaks. Got it hitting that note on key. Put it on baby, on mammy, on God, on me. Fuck nigga, you not no G. I be in the spot low key. I been at the crib, probably wonder how I got your key. They act like they ain't know it. Guess I gotta hit them with the update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you went the front gate. They act like they ain't know it. Guess I gotta hit them with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fade. And I'm not really thinking about what's on this side, like, you know, what's going to happen over here yet. I just want to kind of make sense, at least for now. And then we'll kind of figure out the pattern after. Okay, so we're close here. I would say from this standpoint, I feel pretty good. I like the curve. I think obviously it'd be nice if maybe we bring the camera up and out a bit, you know, just so we get a bit more of this view. But I think this is good. We just need to flatten this out now. So from this standpoint, we're good. I just got to think of what would, again, what is doing this? Without, let me think. Without changing the shape, right? We want it to all tilt. We need someone with just need to crack the code. Thought I had it before. Might do. It's doing something. I mean, it doesn't have to be straight because, you know, again, the building design, there's nothing to say that it really had to be straight. Kind of think about the curves on these buildings. It's just, I feel like it'd look a little bit better if it was flat. So it's trying to contour. So many dimensions, like you can rotate. Oh, what was that? What did that do? That would have been cool if I could just flatten it that way. Let's see what our old friend GPT tells us. I have a curve with a bevel and a extrude. It's curving in these shapes. What could I do to ensure the top and bottom of the curve of the extruded and beveled curve are flat at 90 degrees? Using Blender. Let's just see if it comes up with anything. I don't have my chat GPT up for you guys to see it, but I'll tell you what it says. Oh, convert the curve to mesh. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We could do that. So what it's saying, and like it is true, if I kind of was happy with this, so say this was good, we could duplicate this and we could convert this to a mesh. And now you have this, and then you can take the bottom and you can scale it. I was gonna say you can't really though. Let me see what else it's saying. No. No. Because they can't be at 90. They have to be... Well, so what you could do is, for example, you could take all these ones. It's kind of tricky. You would have to select all the bottom that's like actually flat, right? So we'd have to select like everything that we don't want, but we want it to have elevation change. We just want it to be always like, we always want it to have the same. So, okay, what it's saying is do that. Okay, so now you have a flat surface. Get rid of this curve. All right, so now you have flat, but it did some weird stuff because it looks like it's got some double geometry thing going, probably because of the bevel. Okay, let's not do that yet. No, let's know we can fix the issue. Let's just get the basic shape right, and then we can kind of, figure it out from there. Because I think like what I really want is these faces to be flat. And I've actually done that before. You can line them up, scale them, like you can do it with their normals. It's possible. So I think we just need to get the curve locked in, and then let's kind of get this to a place where we feel like it's so I'm trying to think of what would be over here on this side of the building. Because if you have a patio, maybe so like a couple things, these could extrude up and then flatten so that you have all this could be cement. Okay, we don't want to go crazy, but let's do this part first. So I just want to have actually the way that I'll do this. Let's do the curve. So I want a vertex. How do I do a single vertex? Is that like an add-on? I will do it as a curve. Okay, so we'll do another curve. And we'll just bring it along here because this is going to be flat. Actually, no, we're going to go out. So this is going to be the floor. So the floor is going to have like an overlap. Trick I learned with curves, which is not necessarily intuitive to people that don't work with them, is that generally you want the handles to be as close as you can to, basically to each side of the direction it's going. I don't know if that makes sense. Like the more this part and this part is close to the curve, the less of a harsh edge you're going to get, if that kind of makes sense. So just going to kind of bring this along. The nice thing about the curve workflow is that until we, make the decision to lock it in, it's very easy to work with and change the shapes. And once you get into turning it into a mesh, it gets a lot harder to kind of work on the actual flow. So I think, even though this is not in the AI, I think a little bit of an overlap, I think is going to be good. But again, if we do it and we're like, okay, that doesn't look good, it's pretty straightforward for us to fix it. And we can smooth this curve out by adding more resolution stuff too. Okay, so there's our curve. We'll select everything and we'll bring it down. And what we'll do is, so I just noticed the balcony we have to fix. So we just want to bring it probably just below that or in line with that. Okay. And now I'm going to say for the building, because we're only going to really do the corner, for now, I would just say we can extrude pretty much straight out. This is the actual dimensions of the building, by the way, below us. So the building gets smaller as it goes up. At least this design does. So if we were kind of designing a corner unit, which could technically have, all the views of all the sides, probably look something like this. In fact, probably be in even more, just because the building itself is getting smaller as it gets higher. And then there's a way to close this. Side note, I keep saying this, and there is a chance, I don't think so, but I was like, maybe I'll use an AI background and a modeled foreground, but I don't think I'll end up doing it. I try to avoid using AI directly. Okay, that worked. Using AI directly with my work, because it to me, it's a kind of a bit of a shortcut. If well, obviously, if I could, I could just like, okay, there's my art for today, right? And say that's done, but it took me 2 minutes. But using AI as components, little pieces, texturing, concepts, like, man, it's so useful. And in particular, the thing that I've been really utilizing AI for is like as a companion to Blender, because AI will use, it can write Python code, and Blender is basically Python, just it's a UI. So if I say, oh, okay, I really want, like, I'm asking it, how did I close that? And it's just like, hit F, stupid, simple, right? But if I said, hey, can you make me like a curve that matches the design of, I get the names always got, Zaha Hadid, I like, it will do it. It'll try to do that in Python. In fact, like, I probably could do it. Can you generate code that would make a curve for a balcony similar to what I uploaded in the style of see what it does. It will try, and sometimes the code doesn't work, or it's not going to give you exactly what you want, but it's pretty incredible what it can get. Okay, so here's a little trick. I'm going to ask Blender if it has a suggestion on this, so it's going to try to create me an image. But what I was looking at is, there's an interesting way. Oh, that's cool. So just curious to show you what it just did. It created an image. I don't know how the safety of this particular balcony, but this is where, like, I think it's the curves of Hadid and the way that, like, she thinks about all of the curving and, like, the organic part of the building. And I think it's the materials and lighting of Ando that I think is what I like, is what feels right to me. So I'm just going to go back to Blender. Like, look at that building. So sick. I'm going to say no, I meant Python code for Blender. See if it does anything. So what I was going to try to do now is, if you fill this, if like filling this curve with proper topology is an interesting thing that I encountered. So let's go curve, floor, curve, roof, what's it called? Trim, curve, railing. What is it called? Patio railing. Call it railing for now. So what I've been kind of doing is if you grab this and you duplicate it and then you convert to a mesh, oh, that's a quick favorite. So convert to mesh. Okay, so now you have a mesh. And if you select all the vertices, which gets kind of crazy, and you fill it, I want to see what happens if I do retopology on it. Okay. It's pretty good. So what's really cool about that process that I just did, which, you know, I gotta admit, I've struggled with this a lot, and this is a shortcut, but it's, I think, a really good one. This is where it's not AI, but using, you know, a computer, let's call it that, to do this is a huge win, because now you have a perfect topology mesh that is exactly the shape that you want for the floor. Like, you can picture this as a condo, a cool, like, I think this is going to be really cool when it's done. You know, you can extrude this down. You can even subdivide it. Right? So you can subdivide it and it gets everything nice and smooth. So it's just a great way to work. And the nice thing is you have the curve, so you can now say, like, okay, this is the floor. Just make sure I get that right. So, wait, what is this? Oh, this is the retopology, right? So if you kind of organize your stuff, you can say this is the floor. And you can say this is the curve floor. This is the mesh floor. And this is the re-mesh floor re-topo. So you have like a bit of you just have like a bit of a history, right? Mesh, you go curve to mesh to re-topo mesh, which just means that if you make a mistake, you at least can go back and know that this just requires a re-topo, this requires a curve to mesh. So you have a bit more freedom to work with this. And now I should be able to solidify this. And if you kind of take a look, right, we've got some thickness to the floor now. And because the subdivision's there, we have like these nice curves. And if we want to get rid of those, we can just add some like support loops. But I think this is cool. And I actually think that even the floor having a curve is super cool. And I would say this is all perfectly aligned the way I want it, except for this over here just needs to be brought up. And again, this is where these have to be flat, right? Because you have the balcony and it has to be flat all the way around. So I'd say that's pretty good. I like the shape of this. We're going to imagine the balcony ends here. We might as well finish this side because since it's Now, to kind of keep consistent, we know that, you know, this is the kind of the rooftop, but I kind of said this is the building. So if you imagine, you know, this unit just taking up this amount, we could extend it, you know, to kind of come here and cover this whole amount. But I kind of want to leave this side off camera open because I don't really know what we're going to do yet inside. We're just modeling the balcony. Cool. Okay, so a couple other things, just something bothered me right now. Let's go to the camera. I feel like if we just want to bring the camera up a bit. Okay. Floor good, balcony good for now. This thing is still a bit of a problem. And I don't really know how we're going to solve it. See, if I could flatten this out, if I knew that this was, if I could get these pieces flat, I could do what I'm going to do down here at the rail, which is like I could select, these faces, and then I could bring a roof across to the other side flat, because the roof is going to be flat. You know, the floor is obviously flat. It's the kind of the pattern around it that we want to do, and we don't know ultimately. Because I kind of mentioned that, you know, the building design is not, yeah, that's exactly what it is. No, you're not joking. You're 100% accurate. And I don't take offense to that at all. Yeah, it's like 100%. Sorry, I'm just going to move this over. I don't know what's worse, what's better to see that. You can hide the AI thing, I guess. Yeah, spider cypher. No, I don't take offense to that, man. It's, I do. I use, you know, I got freaking open street maps on here and building data, and yeah, that's exactly. Actually, I just screenshot that. That's. I think you thought that would bother me. I know it doesn't even a tiny bit. I'm good. If someone could teach me how to make curves straight, I would be super happy. Do you have any, like, are you 3D designer? Are you making anything yourself? Give me the scoop. I like to know kind of why people tune in to these things, because it does get very, very technical. I'm trying to think of this. You should be able to wave it back and forth without. You know what I mean? Like, this shouldn't be that difficult. How would you make this so that it still has the curve, but it doesn't? Is it because these handles need to be? Oh, cool. I like that. I like that. What's your latest thing? What are you making? Any ideas? Any questions about what I'm doing or why? Like, let me know. I don't mind sharing. If you're holding out on me about your knowledge of curves, I swear to God, I'm not going to be happy. Okay, I want to just do something, just a little experiment. Work on hammer, or like modeling a hammer. I wish that when I started, I would have spent more time learning proper topology and modeling, because I feel like it's the basis. If you can really model well, then you can kind of figure out other stuff as you go. I mean, you could do each. Send me a link if you have something. It'd be cool to see. If you wanted to line up these, you could do it easy. You could just go scale. Honestly, just keep doing it. It like, man, this 3E game is just time. You know, the more you do stuff, the more you learn. I'm 100% like just trying to figure that out myself. I go back to like the work that I did, and you know, it's like, man. Just got kind of an idea. Kind of. So I'm doing a 30-day art challenge. So I'm trying to make something new every day. And I'm telling a bit of a story. So I've actually done, this is number 10. And part of the story is around this city that is in the future sort of got its own, you know, kind of culture style, the whole thing. There's a bit of a story arc through it. So yesterday I kind of modeled I didn't really model it. I just sort of created the layout of this location in Brooklyn. And then I made a little render. I'll send you, or I can just show you on the screen. So it's, where is it? Yeah, so this is the render that I did yesterday. So this is the city. And it's just kind of in this projector, doing a little spin. So that was yesterday, and now today I took that same scene, nothing changed, and I just brought, into the sky a specific condo building. So if you kind of look at where we are, this is a intersection in Brooklyn. Is the corner of Flatbush and Fulton, I think it is. Yeah, so you can see it here. And this is all real building data. So this is the Brooklyn Tower. You can see there's One World Trade Center in the background, Manhattan. And I've just imagined that this condo building down here, which is called One Flatbush, in 30 years, so 2054 is like my time, that it would be 69 floors. So 69 floors is this building is 68 floors. So it's just higher than this building, but lower than this one. And now I'm kind of imagining a corner unit condo. And that's what this is sort of elevated. So this is my little character just to sort of get my scale. This is AI generated. So this is really, and it's cool because it's actually an odd coincidence because I modeled, this is all real. So that's actually where Manhattan is, actually where the Brooklyn Tower is. Everything is accurate. And then I asked AI for a view and it gave me this kind of exact view. So I'm really close. So then it got me thinking like this would be really cool. And then I've been kind of using this design, and this design is a combination of two architects that I admire that I thought would look really good together. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, here's my idea. So what I could have done, I think things went wrong when I started to tilt it down. But I think up to here, wherever the spot is that this goes down, if I was to just take all that and scale it on Z, it'd flatten it. Okay, so now I have a flat roof, right? Which is good to start. And then I was thinking I'd just get rid of the bottom of this. I don't know what I just did there. So if I got rid of the bottom of this, just don't know how the best way to do it. Oh, I could just do it from, hold on. It's where this gets messy. I don't want it over. Just kind of experimenting. So up to this spot. Okay. I think I got it. So don't extrude. I don't think I want to extrude the curve down. I want to do that after, because if we want the roof to be flat, because then if I had it like this, right, I can extrude down, and now you have a nice curve. Everything else flat. Okay.
I'm getting tired of your bullshit. I'm tired of your voice. I'm getting tired of the way you leave me hanging with no choice. If you would ask me long ago, back when you seduced me, yeah, I felt like a domino, but I knew your reliability. He said, baby, I've been dying to see you. Almost thought we were through. I've been busy hanging with my boys, but you look stunning. I forgot how fine you are, but I didn't forget to give you a call. I was just busy with, oh, shut up, shut up. Such a dumb, it's almost funny. Got the lips of
I'm not gonna do this yet. How can I
got the hands of a helper.
reset the tilt of a curve to 90 degrees?
Yet I felt like a domino when you showed up here. He said, baby, I've been dying to see you. Almost thought we were through. I've been busy hanging with my boys, but you look stunning. I forgot how fine you are, but I didn't forget to give you a call. I was just busy with, oh, shut up, shut up. Such a dumb. It's almost funny. The way he believes in his own lies, or the way he believes that my doubts won't rise. Oh, shut up, shut up. Such a dumb. It's almost funny. Although I call myself to sleep, although I think you're all I need, I have to get a grip of this. I have to let this feeling slip. Oh, shut up, shut up. Such a dummy. It's almost funny. Oh, shut up, shut up. Such a dummy. It's almost funny. Although I cry myself to sleep, although I know you're
There's so many interesting things about Blender.
to lay my hands on this bag you have. Call me back again tomorrow when you're sober. Sing those faces
So, okay, so I learned something just now,
I love you when you're broken.
which is really interesting. So this is the tilt of the curve. So if you see this here, that's the tilt. Now, why 50 was the tilt? I have no idea. But if you look at this, you can tilt it. And I don't know why those numbers are that, but for some reason, that's what's affecting the tilt. And then you can also go into, I think, the normals. Yeah. And look at that. So you can see where the tilt is of the curve as you go, which is really interesting. So as you're kind of designing your curve, you see where those normals are facing. And if you really want this to kind of work, you really, those normals need to be from, I guess, what angle? I mean, I guess you control one. What is it? What is it? Something brings, can't remember, to get the view. thought I was hopefully getting a no. You can kind of see it there. You can kind of see it there, but so I don't think that these things, they do affect the normals in some way. See if you, because if as you tilt it, you do get something, but you know, if this is like this, those normals I think are flat, and I don't know again what the curve. I'm not 100% sure what the tilt, why the tilt is 57, but for some reason it works. So I don't know if I can, you know, get it perfect. So that's 57. If this goes to 57, and I think again these things need to be like, these things all need to be flat, which these ones are. I don't know the 57, but up to this point, it should be okay. And now then we have a problem of the tilt, of it starting to drop. But for here, we're okay. Now we need to take this one and we need to adjust its tilt to bring it like this. Oh, and then it affects this one. Got it. Okay. So at this point, we're okay. And then it also may end up being that we don't want it to be perfectly tilted, but I think that generally we want it to be okay. So now, as it goes down, this is where you have to be careful. So see, when you tilt that, it affects the whole thing. Even this affects it, right? But now the tilt says 57, so yeah, it gets really kind of confusing, to be honest. But if I tilt this, it doesn't really affect anything else, which is interesting. Anyway, I think we're going to get it close. So from a perspective, this looks off now. I don't know if it is, though. But at least we can go visually. It looks like it is. So now we can adjust this back. Right? And now we get a nice straight line, which is good. Okay, I like this. I don't like how close this is, but okay, so what we can do is let's move the whole thing over. So we have a little bit more room to breathe. And this is where I was kind of explaining that, you know, the perspective stuff that goes on in Midjourney is not always accurate. But there's no reason why this can't go up, because what we're going to do is we're going to bring it up and flatten it at the top. But there's no reason why the actual balcony height of this beam can't have some, you know, shape to it. I don't think that'll affect anything. Well, we can just adjust these after, now that we know the tilt thing. From a shape standpoint, it looks good. I don't know why that's not showing up now. It's getting pretty close to what I want. It's just this part here I want to curve back to kind of, yeah, exactly like that. And now just smooth this out. That's what I have to avoid. It's kind of fun working with these things. It starts to make a little bit of sense. Not perfect sense, but the cool thing is just knowing that you can adjust the tilts after, and it doesn't seem to really affect the arrest that much. So you can get straight lines for the most part. I think this is pretty close to what I want. Curve. This is a little sharp. This is just, this whole area is like too, it's like too sharp. Really, this comes out. I'm gonna kind of break it. I don't know, this is going to get really interesting. I just keep messing with this. Okay, let's just get this, let's just kind of see what this starts to look like when we got a bit of depth. So we're going to start with a bit of depth on this. Actually quite a bit, so probably like that. This kind of helps a little bit clarify some things. 0.125. This gets really interesting. Trying to kind of figure out all the little nuances of what causes certain ways these things go. Like the pinching. This is really, really close. Okay, I think I'm really almost happy with this. Maybe not that. Fun stuff. Okay, I'm gonna hold this for now because I want to try to get the ceiling in. So maybe what we're gonna do for this is maybe instead of trying to extrude this, we're just gonna duplicate. And we're gonna kind of experiment. Although we should do this as a curve. Yeah. So what we want to do, I think, is we just take the curved floor, bring it up to the roof level, which is going to be about here. This is where it's going to get a little interesting. Because honestly, if you kind of look at the way, if you want to say this is a reflection or inside, I don't know. But I don't know what I'm picturing over here, to be honest. I love the way this roof it really does curve down here, but I haven't quite thought about what would be over here, whether this would be like continue, which is one option, and then this is like open. That's an interesting idea to like a sunroof situation. So that would be kind of a cool idea. So if we were to draw this, can we append? So one of the ways I think would be cool is if this went like this, right? So this is the beam, and then this was sort of open. So this would be like a sunroof area up here, and then this would be all glass, and then eventually it would turn into a full roof. So you kind of have this like open area at the back. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Okay, so this is our floor curve. So what we want to do is we want to keep it flat over here. And I think we want to adjust. Again, we're probably just going to keep tweaking this because ultimately we want to go as far as we can that's flat until we hit this sort of weird spot, I think. And getting it all right is going to be fine. But let's just get the roof. Okay, so if we go here, this might be easier to do just, yeah, I think we're going to just do this from scratch. Okay, so add curve, that's it. And then we can start it over here, I guess. So the roof is going to follow this part. Okay, so it's going to kind of start in here along this edge. Something's wrong here. It's like a weird turn. I can't figure out what's going on with the end of that curve. Oh, we lost our camera.
Until something better came along. Fall in love and tear it down as soon as we wake up. Promise you the world tonight, I'll show you what I've got. Your body speaks my language and you read me like a book. This night means forever and so does me and you. We say we love, we say we love. We gave it all, we gave it all. We say we love, we say we love. But we were just interesting until something better came along.
I actually like I like the fact that the balcony is overhanging on this side. So, I mean, basically, we're going to just keep the contour of whatever the edge of this rail is. And I know this rail is going lower, but I think that this, you know, again, obviously I'm not an architect, I don't know if you noticed, but the point is, like, conceptually, as long as it kind of makes somewhat sense to me, which is like I can kind of imagine these patterns going from floor to floor throughout the building. I think some of the AI mock-ups had stuff like that, and we'll see, right? We'll see what, like, we're not obviously modeling an entire building, but I'd like it to have some level of consistency so that if we did in the future figure it out, or, you know, use geometry nodes or whatever, the entire thing will kind of make sense. I'm just trying to figure out what happened to this. There we go. There's a better view. Again, I kind of said it already, but the beautiful thing about curves is just you have so much control, like precision, around where they go. So obviously the problem is if I move this, I'll have to fix this up, but at least I'll have something to start with. Now for the roof, the key is that these all need to be flat, and they need to be, you know, at least somewhere like that. So if you think of our character, it's a pretty tall roof. This is a pretty tall condo. You know, it's over 12 feet. But I think that's cool because it gives us some options. And obviously this is a pretty insane, you know, it's fiction, so why would we not make it? So the nice thing is we have, if we kind of go to this view, just want to make sure you have them all selected and then they're flat. So now we actually have essentially a, you know, flat roof. And now I'll just take this all the way around, and we'll say for this side, we'll just follow the contour of the floor. It stays pretty much the same. I think we'll do is, for this, I think we'll end up contouring this in and we'll fix the roof to do the same. So I would say something like this. Just kind of bring this back a little bit. Oh, so we'll kind of bring this back, and then we'll curve this a bit. Yeah, and connect it. And then F closes the loop apparently. Yeah, and then we just have to kind of organize this. I'm sure there's a specific way to do that, but kind of have a corner, right? So if you kind of picture this thing, we're going to have pretty much nothing over here. Let's just assume it's flat glass, you know, no balcony. Although I know that we have a rail, but we can end up getting rid of it. And then we get on this side, we're going to have kind of this cool open balcony here, comes along here, it overhangs here. This part, you know, we open it up a bit, and then, you know, you got your kind of view out to Manhattan and overlooking Brooklyn. This is the idea anyway. So you can kind of see it coming together. Okay, so now we can do is we can, so let's organize this a little bit. So let's create a new thing, and we're going to call this 69th floor. And then this is the actual floor. Okay, so I guess we have to take this out. It's actually a good time to save too. Okay, so this is the actual floor, and we have our three things, the curve, and then the actual floor, and then the mesh. We're going to do the same thing with the roof. This is the roof trim. So we'll do a new collection. We'll call this roof. And then this is the roof trim. This is the railing. So we can do a new thing here, railing. And then this can go in here. This can go in here. This is going to be our character. And then that's our reference. Yeah, reference. Okay. And these are really actually both reference, to be really honest. Reference, right? So there's our reference stuff. Kind of keep those together. Okay, so what we just did with the roof is that's the trim. Where did we put the railing? Where is this one? So it's here. So this is going in the roof. So this is curve roof. And now we'll do the exact same thing as we did before. We're going to duplicate this. So we have kind of a backup system. And we're going to go mesh roof. And then we're going to now, yeah, all we want to do here is convert this to a mesh. And then we want to select all fill. Okay, and then we want to, no, hold on. Let's see what we did here. So this is where I gotta think about how I'd want to do this. I don't quite know yet, other than I think maybe I'd duplicate this and another piece would come down. So bear with me for a second on that one. Okay, so now this is the roof, but the topology is messed up. So we're gonna go quad remesher and remesh it. And now we have a perfectly meshed roof. And we're going to bring this down here. Mesh roof CAFO. And then the same thing we did with this is we added a solidify, so we can copy. Okay, so you can copy command, I think command L will do it. Do we see one for modifiers? Yeah. Okay. So now we have roof. Now I know that it's got a weird bevel and all that stuff, but we can fix that again after. It's super easy to fix after we do everything. Okay, but it's at least a roof. Now here's where I got to figure out a plan. So if we look at it from our perspective, the roof does go right to the edge, but then this drops. So let's think about here. So if we did this, there's a gap. The roof is lined up nicely. Everything seems, everything is fairly straightforward. It makes sense. but this is going to drop. So what's here? Glass can be here, but something is weird about... Something will be weird about this gap. I don't think I want the roof. What did I say? That I kind of wanted the this piece. So we could have like a piece. I really got to think about this. I know there's a solution. I can't think of what I would want to do, because I think the idea being that this sort of piece can come down to the second, the unit below it, and there's going to be a duplicate piece, even though this is the top floor. There would be something like this, like it was like a duplicate piece that would be coming this way. It wouldn't look like that. So I got to think. One way is to extrude it up and keep this here. I want to deal with this after. I just kind of want to get this blocked in for, yeah. So just ignore the weirdness of this for... Suspend your disbelief for a second. Like, this is really close. I just can't get this little angle right. This is too much. It just dives down too much. Definitely one of these things where I will waste a wild amount of time. Now, did I make that way worse? Probably. Just trying to get my head around. The solution is here. It has to start diving down eventually, but it's this weird curve that kind of causes it to do, because it really goes like out back this way, you know. key is that these things are lined up. Or even like a little bit slanted this way is okay, I think. I think that actually kind of is nice. Okay. And then I think that the roof, we want it to line up kind of at the bottom of this. Right, so there's, you know, and then we'll go and fix this to be perfect because I'd rather keep the roof flat. But I think that this idea of having like I would want that line. I wish I could kind of see this in a better way. Maybe if I turn on. Yeah. So see that? No. It's the roof wants to be at that bevel line would be perfect. I think that kind of a little lip, maybe too much. Yeah, something like that. Again, Matt, you can tweak all this stuff after. Don't get too obsessed. Have a little bit of a lip. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, it's starting to look, other than again this thing, which I'll figure out. It's just the fact that it. Oops, don't do that. Don't do that. We'll figure this out. Maybe it's. No. Oh, interesting. Oh, shit. There's a twist method. I bet if I did that again with that twist method set up, it would probably keep everything lined up. Damn it. Read the manual, Matt. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so there's a smooth mode. Which where did we see that? Doesn't do anything. Maybe you have to. No. Okay. So mess with this. Just close. Okay. Again, like I said, we're getting the basic shape. Okay. What do we want to do next? I think we want to do this glass part. So again, I don't think we want to have super straight lines, but I think what we want to do is imagine that this is the glass balcony and we have wall. Okay. I think I know how this is going to go. I don't think we're going to have this rail. I think this is going to end here. Probably right there. Okay. We can, well, sorry. It's going to end there. Okay, and then we're going to bring it. No, this is probably good. Okay, so now what we got to do is we're going to do the interior one. So if we go back to this view and we can open this up, we're going to do the same thing again. curve. And we're going to do the Bezier. And we're going to start this here. So let's start this one over here and imagine. So this is the glass. This is the glass interior. Okay. So in this one, we want the glass to follow the floor. So in fact, the easiest way is probably to maybe hide the roof. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to follow the floor. We'll send these designs to a real architect after and have them maybe, make us something. This will be like my, if you could become very unlikely, but if you become a crazy rich artist, I'll just get them to make this building in New York. And then I'll move into this exact unit. Wouldn't that be cool? So this is the kind of the glass. So we have like floor to ceiling glass to here. And then after this, I don't really know what the heck goes on, right? So we're going to kind of ignore this on that side. And then on this side, we want this to go down here. So this is where if we watch the curve, this is where it kind of matters and we might as well bring it to the floor. So if we bring it to this, kind of right above the floor, go back to our view. We'll go to this view. So this is where it kind of matters. You'll see it here. So see it on that, right? So this is kind of where we got to figure out what we're going to do with this corner. But I would say something like this would be good. And then it's underneath this part, and we just kind of want it to be in the shot here. So right now you would only get glass there. It's probably not enough, but we're also, again, remember, we're doing vertical view. We don't necessarily have to. So I wouldn't worry too much about where it is. But I'd say this is fairly straightforward. Now over here we have balcony. So I would say it could follow, maybe it follows a bit more of a contour. This gets a little closer to the glass, and then ultimately it ends over here somewhere. We can adjust that. Okay. This is like our interior part of the condo, right? So if you had glass, you would have perfect floor to ceiling glass on this side. You would see your view of Manhattan. On this side, you would also have floor to ceiling. I mean, you could block it off and just make it a wall, actually, if you wanted. And then this side, who knows, maybe there's another condo, maybe that's it. But this is the basic layout, right? So now when you look at the balcony situation, you would have this whole part here, this part here, oh yeah, we want a little bit of a lip. You know, and then your balcony would kind of end somewhere like this. So you'd have, and you know, just ignore the ceiling part because it gets kind of wonky. Actually, we can follow, the ceiling should follow this part. So again, the ceiling trim can at least go to here. And again, we'll tighten this, like we can obviously tighten any of these up and make sure everything's lined up properly, but just to get the basic shape. Okay, so what do we got? Let's just bring up the roof. This is what we got at the moment. We just have this, which we're gonna turn into our glass. And this should be, what is this? How many meters? Looks good. So you kind of get the concept. Again, just not deciding what's going on this side yet. We've got really just pretty straightforward, just this kind of curvy looking room thing that's all pretty much going to be glass. The floor, the balcony, and then this is kind of a nightmare that we just have to figure out. Again, it's just the perspective of this shot is really kind of messing me up. But I see something. I see like it being thicker. Even though like this is thin, like it's pretty thin, but I think if it was thicker and it kind of tapered down here, again, it's just trying to match this cool curve. If it kind of tapered down here and disappeared, like so this area here, it was, you know, kind of blocked off, and then it kind of disappears eventually underneath the building and becomes part of like the next floor, right? That's kind of what I'm picturing. And it, you know, the thing is, it's actually it's really easy to make it. It's just the question is, well, that's not too bad. Too many vertices here. getting somewhere.
Please enjoy. Please enjoy.
This is kind of good. I mean, it's interesting. I think it can work. The bevel thing is a little bit messed up, but we can fix that. And then the depth is, maybe this is, we'll figure this out. Okay. And then this balcony can kind of connect maybe somehow. This is kind of a wild. Yeah, so this balcony is gonna just go somewhere. I mean, just kind of end here. It's kind of fun modeling this with there's that curve. It's fun modeling this with I'm trying to say something, I just can't say it. With the city underneath it. Like if you're just kind of modeling this on its own, yeah, I don't think it'd be as interesting as if when you have the actual city underneath, right? You kind of get like perspective and you're looking around and you're like, what is this thing? Okay, I'm generally happy with the basic layout. Oh, I have one little thing. So one thing we would kind of want to do, I think, is kind of bring this in. And it sort of creates a bit more of a, create like a little bit more of a gap there on the view. So we've got, you know, we could put something in here, bring the glass across, kind of decide maybe the glass here instead goes in. Yeah. I think that makes more sense. So now we've got kind of like a, we're going to have even, I think it can even go in. So I think it can even go like, kind of do a curve. Yeah, there we go. Right, so it kind of connects in. We got this interesting thing here, which whatever we could figure out, because again, this is sort of the weird part. We got to figure out how the whole design comes together. We've got this gap here too, right, which we can figure out. Again, maybe this comes in some way. But this is a weird thing, but for now, I think it's okay. You know, we can even have the roof kind of slit. We can even have the roof here. it's kind of crazy, weird, but you know, we could even have some version of the roof doing some type of weird, you know, weird tilt down here, which would be interesting as well. So you kind of have this little pinch point here where everything gets kind of funky. You know, I'm just kind of playing around, but you could have, it's a weird shape, but we could have something like that, and then obviously it would smooth it out and, you know, make it make sense, but you get the idea. So I'm not super worried about the roof part right now. I think I have enough that we can start to kind of play around with the textures and yeah. Okay, so let's deal with this balcony first, because this is going to be interesting. So that we don't have anything converted to a mesh. So what I want to think about here for a second is if I convert this to a mesh, then I can inset. I think probably the best thing is to just experiment with it. So here, this is the curve interior. And then we want to do this. Interior. And actually, I am over on my time. So it's, what time is it tonight? It's 10:30. What I should do is call it and then just pick this up tomorrow. Twitch notifications are weird because they come up on my phone and then when I click them, it always just joins. I have an achievement. The Empire business. What does that mean? And then I click it and it just goes to people following. So I'm thinking. Yeah, okay, so I should call it, because if I keep going, I'll be at 1 o'clock, and I've been trying to get up earlier to do this. So let me just make a little list here. We did this. The next step is, I think, going to be the create. I think the major one is to create the railing, because the railing will just require kind of a two, you know, I mean, it's actually not that bad. We could just, it's actually really straightforward now that I think about it, because everything's a curve. I think probably the key to this game is just getting these curves all in, everything lined up properly. Like this could be 3 curves. Be the top rail, the actual glass, which will just be thinner, and then a bottom part, which will be kind of the, you know, the the major thing. The kind of this, I don't know what it would be called, just basically a little bit of a platform that we're going to put lights under. This is all one piece, so this is actually okay. The roof is going to connect so that we're going to light inside of here. So we just need to make sure this is all lined up properly. This line is nothing, so we don't need that. And then this will turn into a mesh and we'll probably wireframe it. The resolution of this might be kind of important. So when we do the resolution, it might be really important to, like, it would be ideal if there's a line every, how do I put this? The resolution should almost be lower res. So I'll show you what I mean. So every point, you know, if ideally would be a plane of glass. So what's the color race? Okay. So as we go around here, every one of these, you know, every one of these lines here essentially would be a point. And if we got that right, we could wire frame this mesh and then add a glass texture in the middle and the perimeter metal. It just makes life super, super easy. So that would get right. And then the roof situation, again, we don't care what it looks like on top. We just kind of get that right. And then really it's just a matter of figuring out how we're going to handle this, figuring out some different ideas. Kind of love the little gap. I don't know yet. It's an interesting song. I like this. I think I kind of like the idea of the roof, honestly, coming down. We'd obviously want to do it, you know, in a really clean way that doesn't create issues. But I do think it would be interesting to kind of snap that down so it sort of droops with it. But I don't know 100%. The basic layout makes sense to me. Just keep wanting to make this smooth. I also don't know what some of this stuff is. Like, I feel like there's going to be a better version of this extrude that's not rounded. Hey, ClefX. It has to be an epidemic sound. It's the only trick. It has to be an epidemic sound because that's the only thing I have license for. So if you have a request, let me know. I can try to find it. Hey, how do you like Kick? Because I get people from Kick every once in a while. Okay, you think it'll be in here? I don't think so. It sounds awesome though. You think it'll ruin my stream if I play it? So I just want to, because I want to talk Kick for a second. I'll try to, maybe I will play it. So I'm on Kick, but I can't see the chat. I can see you guys chatting, but I can't type to you. I don't even know if I have any followers on Kick. Make sure the audio of this is off. It is. Okay, we're going to get Inception here. So I can do audio messages on... How do I see how many followers I have on Kick? 1 follower. Are you following me on Kick? Are you following me? If you could be my second follower if you do, you know. Oh, okay, so you're my only follower? Oh, you just followed me. Okay. But you're the only person that followed me on this? Oh, 2. No, okay, there's one other person. I really do think I love the idea of a new platform because, you know, I don't have many followers, but I wonder 2 things. I wonder if by multi-streaming, if I'm getting hurt. And second, I don't really know what you do. I just don't know even how you find people or how you know, I don't know what you do, to be honest. So I just stream everywhere because I don't really know any better. So if you have any tips for Kick, let me know. Yeah, Twitch is the same. It's such an interesting game, right? Because it's like, if I have 4 people watching on Twitch, it's like, oh wow, that's a big deal because it's so hard to get an audience. And obviously I'm doing very niche work. It's I'm not, you know, video game or anything like that. Yeah, that is my biggest weakness right now, is I don't have time because of what I'm working on, that I can't do it, which is a stupid excuse. But 100%, once I'm done the 30 days, I'll have so many cool clips to post. And then I'm going to go to probably a one night stream for 2 hours a night. And then I'll post all the clips and stuff. Yeah. 100%. Anyway, this is our AI based reference. Edit videos for YouTube for free. I have 2 YouTube automation channels and I edit for content creators. I'd pay you. I mean, you could do one for me for free, just to as a trial, to see it so I can see how you do it or see what you end up doing. I don't mind paying for it. You take crypto? If you take crypto, especially, I'll pay you. But you know, the hardest part, to be honest, I'd be curious your workflow, because right now I'm streaming an episode of one piece of art that I'm making is an 8 to 12 hour stream. It's usually separated. So what I'd be really curious is first of all, what you do to sort of identify, you know, what the clip is inside the thing. I mean, you use AI or whatever you do. I don't care. It'd be super cool. And then I also don't mind if the style that I've been thinking is, once the piece is done, to clip out the actual, say, little 5-second clips of me making it, and then let me voice over how I made it. And I also don't mind doing that. If someone you says, okay, here's the video, it's done, just voice over it. I'll just turn on my camera and I'll just give you audio, and then we'll put that over top. So I'm not trying to tell you how to do it, but yeah, I'm definitely interested. I would love to have someone that knows what they're doing. And I don't mind. I definitely don't mind paying if it works, if it's a good setup. Because I know 100% it's the way. And there's a lot. Honestly, my streams are very long and meticulous, but there's some really cool stuff that we get into. I mean, we're building a freaking skyrise over top of over Brooklyn in New York City, for God's sake. It's kind of cool. At Matt Scoble here, I'll hit you on Kick. So at Matt Scoble on IG or Twitter, X. yeah, hit me up. 100%. It'd be super cool. Yeah, just so you know too quickly, because I'm going to log off in a second, Cluff X, but just so you get like a real quick idea about me while I got you on audio. And you can reach out, we can chat. I specialize in making essentially 3D renders or animations using real world data. So that's either like landscapes from around the world, cities is kind of a new thing for me. Sometimes 3D scans of objects like photogrammetry or LiDAR scans. Basically, I always try to use something real in every piece that I make. And I do a little bit of Blender, a little bit of Unreal Engine, some procedural tools like Gaia and other stuff that works with terrain. And right now I'm doing a new piece of new art every day for 30 days, and I sell them as NFTs. And there's 20 people that have bought a pre-pass, which got them all 30 days in advance. So they're already getting these every day, and they've already paid for them. So I'm trying to make a piece every day. So this is actual real data from New York City. So there's Manhattan, there's Brooklyn, and we've kind of found this place right here. This is the corner of Fulton and Flatbush in downtown Brooklyn. This is the Brooklyn Tower. It's this very ominous, massive tower building. It's this one right here that's actually built or being built. And this view is kind of the view that we're going for. So you can see we found it on Google Earth, we located it, we downloaded the data. This is the blockout area, depth maps, a little bit of a render. And now we're using some AI tools to generate like concept art. So this is a couple buildings that we were generating and some outdoor patios. And this is a combination of a couple architects that have a really unique style. So we're pulling that all together, then we're modeling the actual building. So this is AI at the bottom. This is my render at the top. And the goal is to have a high-res render that we can render out with the city a little bit more detail and background, and have that for tomorrow. So yeah, hit me up, say hi, we'll figure it out, and I appreciate it. And but I'm going to end the stream now because I'm 2 hours and a half. I try to keep them 2 hours because I've heard the AI tools kind of don't like anything over 2 or 3 hours. So hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it. And everyone else that's tuned in, appreciate you guys. See the people there on Twitch. Try to say hi. If you're joining, I always like to know who's tuning in. Unless it's you, Cryogy. You tune in, say hi, and stop telling me all the things I'm doing wrong because I can't handle that. But yeah, anyway, have a good one, guys, and I'll be at it tomorrow.